In this video, I'm going to share all of the different ways you can leverage the SBA 7A loan to build your small business enterprise. And spoiler alert, there are a lot. Hi there, welcome to SBA Unlocked. My name is Matt Lindsay, and I'm an SBA lender at Treliant Federal Credit Union. Today, I'm going to discuss the many uses for SBA 7A loans. The SBA's flagship 7A program is extremely versatile. It can be used to buy a business, buy out your business partner, fund a business startup, buy real estate or equipment, refinance debt, or even provide working capital. Let's do a little deeper dive on some of these uses. First off is business acquisition. Buying a business is one of the most common uses for an SBA 7A loan. There are many great reasons to use SBA financing when buying a business, and one of those is flexibility. The SBA allows up to 90% financing for business purchases. Don't have 10% of the purchase price in cash for a down payment? No problem. In certain situations, the SBA allows the seller of the business to provide the buyer with a loan that will count as the equity injection, otherwise known as a down payment. Most lenders like to see the buyer bring at least some equity to the table as a down payment, and a common structure would be the buyer bringing 5% as a cash injection, the seller providing a 5% seller note, and the lender providing the rest. The SBA 7A loan program also supports franchisees. Whether a franchisee is buying their first location or their 15th, a 7A loan is often a great solution. Now, a lot of times a business acquisition comes with real estate. I'll discuss that in just a few minutes when I talk about real estate, as there are some added benefits to purchasing a business with real estate included. Next, let's talk about partner buyouts. Have a partner looking to exit and you'd like to buy their share of the business? You can do that with SBA 7A financing. This can also be structured where the business redeems the ownership of an exiting owner. The SBA also allows partial changes of ownership, where an incoming owner can either purchase a portion of one or more owners' interest in the business, or a portion of the business itself. Now, how about startups? If you're starting from the ground up, 7A financing is a great option. When lending to a startup, the lender will base their analysis on the projected financial performance of the business. So it's a must to have at least 2 years of detailed financial projections for the business. One thing we're looking for here is a sound basis for the numbers included in the projections. How did the borrower come up with the numbers? Are the numbers based on real data? Are they overly optimistic? And what is it going to take to break even? As startups are often riskier than acquiring a proven, existing business and take time to be self-sufficient, it's key to have an outside source of income, strong liquidity, or some other way to support the owners, operators, until the break-even point is reached. Let's talk about real estate. The SBA allows borrowers to purchase or refinance owner-occupied real estate with a 7A loan. Many borrowers choose to go the SBA route for real estate financing due to the ability to finance 100% of the purchase, rather than having to put down 20 to 30% with a conventional financing. Additionally, they allow terms of up to 25 years for real estate purchases. The 7A also provides financing for special purpose properties. These are properties that the SBA defines as a limited market property with a unique physical design, special construction materials, or a layout that restricts its utility to the use for which it was built. As you can imagine, there are many types of special use properties out there, and some of the most common are hotels, nursing homes and assisted living facilities, and gas stations. Many conventional lenders either 1, don't finance these types of properties, or 2, have much lower loan-to-value thresholds for these types of properties, given their unique nature. As a result, special purpose properties are perfect candidates for SBA financing. Notice that earlier I said that the SBA finances owner-occupied real estate purchases. The SBA requires that the operating company occupy the majority of the property, but they do allow up to 49% of the rentable property to be leased to a third party when the building being purchased or improved is not new construction. Now, there are tighter criteria for new construction loans, and the applicant must occupy at least 60% of the rentable property, increasing to 80% over the next 10 years. Now, what about leasehold improvements? 7A financing can be utilized to make leasehold improvements to properties. These improvements can be made on leased property or an owner-occupied property. On their own, leasehold improvements financed through the SBA 7A program have a maximum term of 10 years. Requests for leasehold improvements often accompany real estate purchases or a business acquisition to make a particular piece of real estate fit the needs of the buyer's business. Now, if the leasehold improvements, together with the purchase of the real estate, comprise over 51% of the total loan proceeds, the loan term is no longer limited to 10 years and can be up to 25. On to equipment purchases. An SBA 7A loan can also be used to finance equipment, typically for a maximum term of 10 years, and we can fund up to 100% of equipment purchases. Now, large or specialized equipment typically needs to be transported, installed, configured, etc., and that adds to the overall cost of the equipment. These soft costs can also be included in the loan amount, making a 7A loan a great option for equipment finance. Let's discuss debt refinancing. 7A loans can also be used to refinance business debt. The SBA wants to make sure that the refinance makes sense for the borrower. To do this, there are several limitations placed on what kinds of debt may be refinanced. These limitations aren't very restrictive, but for example, the following are always fair game. Any debt with a demand note or balloon payment, credit cards, home equity lines used for business purposes, revolving lines of credit where the current lender cannot or will not renew. If none of these are met, the SBA will require the new payment to create at least a 10% improvement in cash flow over the existing loan. In fact, an SBA loan can even be used to refinance other SBA debt, if it will make sense for the borrower and improve their cash flow. Now keep in mind that for all debt refinances, the borrower will need to provide evidence that they've paid the loan on time for at least the last 12 months or for the life of the loan, whichever is less. And last but not least, I'd like to touch on working capital. Expanding businesses need access to working capital for all kinds of things, like hiring new employees, advertising, rent, etc. And a 7A loan can support these needs. Oftentimes, working capital will be part of a business acquisition or a property purchase, etc., which brings us to the 7A program's ultimate feature, versatility. Now, here's one of the coolest things about the 7A program. The proceeds don't have to just be used for one thing. It can be a combination of any or all of the things I just talked about. Working capital and an equipment loan to build out manufacturing capacity? Sure. Buying a business and the real estate it occupies? Absolutely. And in that case, we can provide terms of up to 25 years when the real estate portion of the transaction is at least 51% of the total loan proceeds. As you can see, there are so many ways to use an SBA 7A loan. Whether it's buying a business, real estate, or any of the other uses I just covered, a 7A loan can be a great way to get it done.
Thanks for watching SBA Unlocked. We hope you found this video helpful. If you want to get in touch with us, send us an email. We'll leave it in the description. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button.